Good boy. Good job, Choya. We're going on a walk with Choya this morning. He can free roam here, but he doesn't go too far unless we walk with him. So we're gonna walk a mile with him so he can get some exercise. Tori and I have really exciting news about the van build. Obviously, it's not done, but we are going to be moving into it officially in a month. And even before then, we're going to be living in it part-time. I'm thinking a couple days every single week. And we are so excited about that and to finally have our own little space here, since throughout the builds, we have been kind of floating and haven't really had a space of our own. Intermittently throughout this build, we have been staying in it. We've done a couple of trips in it, and it's been a while since we slept in here. So last night we decided to bring everything in here and test it out. This is the first time we've tested out since we've had the upper cabinets and the step and all the drawers in. So I just wanted to see how everything works. And I also wanted to just have a little getaway from the van builds. And I'm so happy with how everything is working so far. I'm heating up my water right now because I'm gonna take a shower, and this will be the second shower I've ever had in this van. But while we're waiting for that, let's make some pancakes for breakfast. One of the things I realized that I need to do on my last trip was bump this out because I can't really cook two things realistically on this cooktop. So that's probably going to be one of my upcoming projects that I'm going to work on. And I feel like that's the importance in testing out this van build as I go, because I'm realizing things that I need to update or add as I'm going along with it. And I feel like there's so much you think might work, and then when you build it and live in it, you realize it needs to be adjusted a little bit. I actually haven't done that much on the van build this week, but one thing I am doing right now is framing out so that I can eventually add a little bump out here for the cooktop. This cooktop does not have enough depth to reasonably use both of the burners, so I need a little more space. And because I hadn't really planned that, I'm having to go in and do some extra framing here. I'm framing around where the bump out's going to be. And while I'm at it, I'm just framing this left section as well. Kuma loves the vacuum. Another thing that I noticed I really need change when I spent the night in it with Tori and we had our movie night is the sliding step. I recently built this. This was one of my latest projects that I did, and I actually built this in response to our Colorado trip, because on that trip I realized that climbing into the bed once it was extended was a little hard because the bed is so high. So having this step sliding out allows you to step up on something when the bed is extended. But I realized on this trip that I really need a locking mechanism for that in both positions, because it slides around as you step on it. So that is something I'm going to have to add on before I officially start traveling in this van. So for the bump out, I'm imagining a potentially arched niche situation, which will just allow my pot and pan to sit further back in the wall. And I'm gonna see if the same welder that welded up my sliding wall in the bathroom would be willing to do this, because he could do it out of stainless steel or just a metal that will work with heat. So that's the burner, that's gonna be the niche. And right now I'm creating the framing, which will probably be how I attach the niche into the wall. The reason why I'm framing this out now is because I want to get the dimensions down, make a drawing, and then submit it to the welder, and hopefully we'll be able to get it done in time and get the walls up soon. I recently added this Bluetti expansion pack to my Apex 300 power station. This is the B500K, and it has a 5,120 watt-hour capacity, and it's compatible with many other Bluetti power stations as well. It features pre-drilled holes for secure mounting, but I'm personally using this trolley so I can easily transport it around the workshop while I'm working. It's also very easy to hook up. You just use this cable here to connect it to your existing station. And you could continue expanding your system to 100 kilowatt hours, which is over double the capacity needed to power this entire building. This expansion pack is priced only slightly higher than the B300K, but it has a much larger capacity, making it the most competitive pricing in its category. For comparison, the B300K offers 2,764.8 watt hours, whereas this one offers 5,120 watt hours. The B300K can be expanded to 57 kilowatt hours, whereas this can be expanded to 100 kilowatt hours. The B300K is 65 pounds and this one is 99.2 pounds. Every Bluetti power station is so durable and high quality. I have taken these power stations across the country on road trips in extreme temperatures. I've even left a power station in a hailstorm, and they have suffered some pretty hard drops, I'm not gonna lie. I've also tested these Bluetti power stations on tools well above their rated capacity and they have worked. And yet I have never had a Bluetti product break on me. These products are built to last, which means that as new products come out, they're gonna be compatible with the B500K so that your investment is protected. If you're interested in adding this battery expansion pack to your existing Bluetti power station, or if you're just interested in Bluetti power stations in general, I've added a link to my description for you to check it out. I'm gonna add a little more butter. Took my penny to the well and threw it in. We have lived in so many different random places throughout this build. We lived in my friend's school bus, we lived in a yurt, we lived in my parents' storage unit, and then we cleaned up that storage unit. But now I'm actually helping to take care of my grandpa, who has started to really need a lot more care. And he moved into that room that I was living in for a period of time while doing this van build. So as a result, we have been staying in a closet more or less. But it's really just not an optimal living area at all. It truly is in the middle of a construction zone. For the walls, there's drywall, 3/4 inch plywood flooring, nowhere to really have our clothes, no windows, and it's just not the best living arrangement. For a train to take me far away from here, somewhere we can. Last week I built this table and this is our first time using it. It used to be so difficult to eat in here. Like we just have to have it on our laps, but now we have a table. The morning to a new sunrise. I love you. I have a 75-gallon water capacity in this van, but it's very low. So I'm gonna fill up the water so I have enough water to shower. And I'm doing that in the back with my pressure fill. I have two different ways to fill up the water in this van. I have the pressure fill, which I'm using now, and I also have the gravity fill. This here is the gravity fill and is primarily used in Mexico. I haven't needed to use it too much in the United States. I've used it a couple times, I think, in the 5 years I spent in my last van, but it's really nice to have that option in case you need it. And so I always really like to have two options in the event that I need one or the other. So that's here in the event I need it. I'm gonna test that we have hot water, which it looks like we do. This will be my second shower in this van. Ooh, that's cozy actually. It's cold outside. But now I'm gonna put my robe on. That's better. I am so grateful to be able to even have a place to stay during this van build and not have to pay rent, because that would be a huge financial burden. Building a van is already so expensive, and so having some of that cost taken off of like my day-to-day life is such a relief. Like it's so helpful during this process, especially since it has taken so long to build these vans. But I'm definitely really excited to have my own space since it's been so long, and really excited to officially move into this van so soon. We made dinner. We have vegan Alfredo sauce, Beyond Beef, and some pasta. The difference between the last time we were traveling in this van and this time is so big. Like there are so many upgrades that I've added since then in just a couple months. This fan build has been taking so long. It has officially been over 2 years, and not all of that has been building. We've taken several trips. We went to Europe in that time. We actually just got back from a trip to New York. We've done a couple New Mexico trips and trips around the van in the United States, even when it was unfinished. But it still has taken such a long time, and I feel like I really underestimated how difficult a van build is before I actually built this van. I did have a little experience building my last van, but I feel like even with that experience, I've learned a lot throughout this van build. And the biggest thing is not to underestimate the project. It is not a small project at all to build a van, as easy as it may seem when you watch videos of people doing it. There's so much knowledge required to build something like this. And if you don't know it, it takes additional time to learn it. When it comes to plumbing, electrical, you need to have like basic engineering skills and math skills, and woodworking is a whole feat. And then on top of that, you have to have even better skills than normal, because nothing is straight or straightforward in a van build. Some of you guys have been asking about the status of Tori's van, and it's really hard to give timelines on every single van build. My van is definitely going to be done sooner than hers, so I think once we move into my van, she will just continue building out hers, and it'll be great because we'll have a place to stay and like make food and just feel like we have some time to decompress from the builds, because I feel like we don't have that right now, and enjoy ourselves and like nourish our hobbies and our interests outside of the build. But then we can also work on her build in the meantime. So I'm really excited to have an end date in mind and really see the finish line for this van. I always expect something is going to take X amount of time, and then it always takes double the amount of time, I think. But regardless of the state of my van in a month, I'm going to move into it. So I'm just going to try to get as much done as possible, and then we'll move in, because I feel like I could already live in it now. Like, it has all the systems that I need, but I do want to finish the ceiling and like get the walnut in and the drawers finished and just have it look a little nicer, because like we're missing wall and ceiling pieces. And most importantly, I need something to cover up the windows. That is a huge thing that I'm missing right now. So this week I ordered roller shades, and it was great because it was a Black Friday deal. I got 25% off, and it was like the best time to order it. And that should be being made and coming in soon. We brought cookies to make, and I put my air fryer in here, which is going to eventually be permanently in the build, but I just wanted to try it out because I haven't tried it in the van build yet. This is where it will be located in the end, and I'm gonna make sure it's secure and it'll have a little walnut frame. But this is the Our Place Wonder Oven, and I've been using it for the past couple years. I really like it. It has an air fry function, bake function, broil, reheat, and toast. So in addition to cooking on my 2-burner cooktop here, I can make little sweet treats. We're gonna make cookies tonight, and then we're gonna watch Twilight. I don't know why this thing reminds me of an Easy Bake Oven, but I think it's because it's so cute and little. There are certain things in a van that just feel like a luxury. And if you live in a house, you might not even think that it feels like a luxury, because toast is so normal in a house. But as somebody who lived in my last van for 5 years, more or less, toast is a luxury. Oven roasted veggies, luxury. Cookies, luxury. And this will be the first time I've ever made cookies in my van. Look at that, they're so cute. I think Choya wants one too. He loves sweet treats. But more things that feel like a luxury is a shower. And I feel like showering today, and this being my second shower, every single time I'm just in disbelief of my bathroom. It is everything that I wanted and more, because it's a fully self-contained room. And so it makes this whole place feel very homey, because in my last van and in a lot of vans, you end up brushing your teeth and doing your skincare in the same sink. You wash the dishes, which isn't that big of a deal. Obviously, that's completely doable and worth it to travel. But to be able to have a completely room where I brush my teeth and do my makeup and have all of my bathroom essentials in there, this van feels really homey. Let's try the cookie now. This is a vegan, gluten-free cookie, but it's really good.
We're about to watch Twilight, specifically number 5, Breaking Dawn, part 2. Sarah says I'm gonna get canceled for this, but I'm Team Jacob. Is that crazy? I'm pretty sure Sarah's Team Jacob too, aren't you?
Yeah. Whenever the season of fall comes around, I feel like I always need to watch stuff with vampires. We rewatch The Vampire Diaries, like just a little bit of it. And now we're going through every single Twilight movie, which is so good. I forgot how good they are. I've been making a lot of content showing you the van build, but it was really fun to just show you life in the van and how it's looking so far, and testing some of these systems that I have spent so much time executing and planning as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. And I'll see you guys next week on Sunday. Bye.